Hello, how are you today? I hope you're doing very well. My name is Charlie, and today I'm doing another reading vlog. This is my second reading vlog for the whateverathon, and I currently can't hear out of this ear. I feel like I'm underwater. Obviously I'm not, but I feel like I am. I don't know what I've done to my ear. I wanted to start this vlog now because I'm just about to begin The Once and Future Witches, which is one of my books on my TBR for this month. I'm so excited to read this. From my understanding, this is a book about three sisters who are witches, and it's set in a time where witches didn't exist. In 1893, there's no such thing as witches. There used to be, in the wild dark days before the burn-ins began, but now witching is nothing but tidy charms and nursery rhymes. If the modern woman wants any measure of power, she must find it at the ballot box. But when the Eastwood sisters, James Juniper, Agnes Amaranth, and Beatrice Belladonna join the suffragettes of New Salem, they begin to pursue the forgotten words and ways that might turn the women's movement into the witches' movement. Stalked by shadows and sickness, hunted by forces that will not suffer a witch to vote, and perhaps not even to live, the sisters will need to delve into the oldest magics, draw new alliances, and heal the bond between them if they want to survive. There's no such thing as witches, but there will be. I'm so excited for this book. First of all, the cover is absolutely stunning. I want this on my headstone or tattooed on my body. Every time I find a gorgeous cover like I did for The Kingdom of the Wicked, I just want to book a tattoo appointment and get it tattooed on my body. But yeah, covers are just absolute art to me, and I am one of those people, if the book has a gorgeous cover, I tend to pick it up. Am I a visual person? Does that make me a bad person? I don't view people that way, but books, I would say, yeah, I judge a book by its cover. But I'm really excited for this, so I'm gonna start this now. I am feeling a little bit tired because, as I mentioned in my previous vlog that went up tonight, it's Sunday, by the way. Happy Sunday. I was at a family barbecue and I'm now exhausted. I had a really good day, made some good memories. I'm just absolutely exhausted. So I'm gonna start this and I will update the vlog tomorrow. Now Tuesday, and I am halfway through The Once and Future Witches. I'm on page 253. So far, I really love it. It did get a little tiny bit boring and slow within the middle where I'm at now, but I really do love these characters. I love how we can tell the characters apart. They're so different. These sisters are very, very different, and I love that. We have a potential sapphic relationship that's not really defined or labeled. It's more of a developing relationship that's a friendship right now. There's no definition to it, but it's obviously fruity. These two characters are very obviously fruity, and I love it. I love it. I didn't know there was a sapphic relationship in this when I picked it up, but I'm pleasantly surprised, as I always am with sapphic relationships, being bisexual myself. I'm nearly in the branches here. Just, that's better. So going forward, it's reading more of a 4.5 star, whereas in the beginning this was a 5-star prediction, but it did get a little bit slow and a little bit boring, and obviously I haven't finished it yet, so I don't know my full extensive thoughts on it, but so far I'm really enjoying it. One of my favourite parts of this book is the little fairy tale chapters. One of the sisters will tell a fairy tale the way that it's supposed to be told, less Disney, more dark, and I enjoy that. I enjoy fairy tales with a little bit of a dark twist. This book is pretty amazing. I would define it as a fairy tale retelling, but it's also a witchy book, and it's combining two of my favorite things. So this should be a 5-star. I'm holding out hope that in the end it will be a 5-star, but right now it's more of a 4.5, which isn't a bad rating, but I'm hoping for another 5-star that isn't a reread during this readathon. This is my 7th book of the month. I pledged 8 books, and we're only on the 8th of June. We're in June. We're only on the 8th of June, and this is my 7th book. So it's looking like I'm gonna have another good reading month like I did in April. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this. So I'm gonna aim to get to at least page 350. I think Spoops is doing sprints later, which is where I'll most likely get most of my reading done. There is a bee. There is a bee. There is a bee. It took everything in me not to get up and run. But yeah, during sprints I will try and read the majority of this, but my brain is fried right now because I've been reading so much. I think my next book will be The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon, but you'll see that in a different vlog because I've decided that this week I don't want to do a weekly reading vlog because I have other content to film, and I film everything on my phone if the quality doesn't suggest anything else. So limited storage due to app space and photo space, so I need to be a bit more diligent and get those videos filmed. But yeah, I'm absolutely loving this. We're gonna read a little bit more, and then I think I'm just gonna relax and watch some New Girl until the sprints start. I finished, and there's so many emotions right now that this is going to be very misplaced and babbly, so warning, I'm not going to make sense. I mentioned earlier, and I also mentioned it on my thread, that I wasn't enjoying the middle of the book. It got a bit tedious and boring and slow, but literally after I said that, the book sped up. Things started to happen, things that I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but it was epic. It was absolutely epic. This book's awesome. I take it back. Now that I've read the whole book, I understand why it's as long as it is. I retract my statement that this book is too long and it could have been done in less pages. but we get more time with the characters, because I would say this book is a very character-driven story. I have become very attached to all the characters. As I mentioned previously, they're all so vastly different. And I love that, because sometimes when you read books about sisters, it can be hard to distinguish who is who. And it can feel like they're the same person, but with different names. That issue wasn't present in this book. I'm so happy I read this. And I'm happy that I've dedicated this whole reading vlog to this book, because it's what it deserves. It deserves it. Honestly, just pause this video now if you haven't read this book and go buy it. Amazon. I buy mine from Amazon. What's the other place? Waterstones. Just go and get it. It's absolutely beautiful. Not only will it look incredible on your shelves, it's a masterpiece. The story is a masterpiece. It's a tale of witches and women rising up in the ashes like the phoenix against a society that's pushing them down, telling them who to be. And one of the things that this book does really well, and there's a scene in here where it's I can't speak. Something I really loved about this book was the message that a woman isn't defined by her title or who society says she is. You can be a mother, but you can also be vibrant and powerful and successful, and you own your name, you own your space, you own your power. And this book does a really good job of conveying that message. Anyone who is a feminist should pick up this book. It's got feminist representation, it's got POC representation, POC representation, it's sapphic. There is a beautiful sapphic relationship between a white woman and a black woman, and it's absolutely precious. I love them. I love this sapphic, feminist, witchy vibes, and I love it. Can I say I love it enough? This clip is so long. I love it. The way the author writes is just so beautiful. I'm in love. I'm gonna have to pick up more of her books. I just want to share with you a passage from the book that I just feel like really sets the tone for this author's work. This is chapter 37. And it's not really spoilery. If it was one of Mama Mags's stories, James Juniper thinks it would go like this. Once upon a time, there were 3 sisters. They were born in a forgotten kingdom that smelled of honeysuckle and mud, where the big sandy ran wide and the sycamores shone, white as knuckle bones on the banks. The sisters had no mother and no good father, but they had each other. It might have been enough, but the sisters were banished from their kingdom, broken and scattered. In stories, things come in threes, riddles and chances, wrongs and wishes. Juniper figures that day in the barn was the first great wrong in their story. She whispers it to herself as she runs through the streets of New Salem this evening. The September shadow, long and cold, the leaf rot smell of fall hidden beneath the coal smoke and the piss of the city. The sisters survived their breaking. They learned to swallow their rage and their loneliness, their heartbreak and their hate, until one day they found one another again in a faraway city. Together they dared to dream of a better world where women weren't broken and sisters weren't sundered and rage wasn't swallowed. Over and over again they began to build a new kingdom from rhymes and rumours, witch tales and will. It might have been enough. But their new kingdom was stolen from them, burned to rubble and ash. The three sisters survived the fire. They hid in attics and cellars, fitting like secrets through the streets, chased by shadows and torches. Perhaps they should have disappeared entirely, swallowed their rage, and faded from the city like a bad dream. Crept into some hillside town in need of a witch to cure their coughs and charm their crops, and been forgotten. It might have been enough, but their baby girl was stolen from them. I really don't know how to feel. It was such a good 5-star read, and I'm kind of sad now that it's over. But I'm excited for my next read because I am now at book number 8, and I pledged 8 books for this readathon. So I'm really excited that I've hit my goal. So we've now reached the end. I will see you next week for a new video.